ever. Yay!
Next award is for a friend of ours that many of us have known throughout the years, who's a member of Love SF and has worked really hard on patient policy. The reason you have personal use guidelines here in San Francisco is because Brent Salpe got up there and told the supervisors it was necessary. And now he's working on policy so that we don't have a horrible definition of what a medical cannabis dispensary is. Right now, if there's 10 patients together sharing medicine, growing medicine together, you need to register as a medical cannabis dispensary. It doesn't matter if you give it away, doesn't matter if you're doing it at cost. This stupid definition tells us that we have to register as a dispensary, which is ineffective. And Brent is also doing a community service by helping us change that definition. So I'm giving Brent Salpe an award for policy for patients cultivation. Can I have Brent come up, please? Absolutely. A few words, sir.
All right. Well, there's a lot of good folks working in the organization. A big room full of folks right here. You know, I'm grateful for being invited. Thank you for the award. I appreciate San Francisco because we can work together and grow our own cannabis and cut down the bills instead of having to spend a lot of money just to be well. And one of the ways we do it is we split the bills on our little garden. We all pitch in on the work and we keep our cannabis. I hear a lot of people in San Francisco that talk about patients should have access, and we don't want to get anybody, we don't want to legislate anybody out of the community. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity now. People are working on the task force due to a lot of folks already.
Yeah, thank you.
And everyone who does anything in the cannabis community is getting an opportunity to define what they do, explain why they think it's legitimate. And as a low-income person in San Francisco, I know that it costs a lot, and it's a whole lot of hard work just to survive. And I'm looking forward to having a separate classification for folks like us who aren't growing it to make a living as much as we're making a living pitching in on growing so we can get our own medicine.
That's right.
We should have a different registration for that, and hopefully in the near future we get a definition of what we do. And I'm glad to be here in San Francisco.
So cultivators have been in the dark a lot, and they're not really always upfront. And the whole reason why we can do this is because people cultivate and are willing to share. And there's one person in particular that I'm going to bring up for the next award, who is a person who's always supported Access of Love's projects, is one of our main donors to keep our community center going, and a person who's worthy of everybody's awe and respect in this room. And I guess I'm building it up really big, but I think you all know Steve Smith is the person that makes this happen. And, you know, I've got a beautiful engraving here of Odin, and it's in black and white because all of the engravings of Odin come from the 1800s, so it's not very colorful, but it's very beautiful work.
Well, thank you. Is it the gray hair?
Let's have a look.
Thank you all for the award. It's been a pleasure to serve and help you all. And what can I say? We're going to do it again next year, too.
Thank you.
If it weren't for generous growers, and I know like a lot of times we hear about greedy growers, but the generous growers coming together and really making this happen for everybody is enormous. Let's give another round of applause for Steve Smith. speaking of tremendously generous growers who are willing to fight the good fight, for folks that don't know, Axis of Love, we're raid survivors in Axis of Love, and we had one of our gardens raided, and you know, we went through a lot. It really was scary. We had to wake up a lot of times early in the morning to go to court for a person that we love dearly and is a member of our community. And I just want to bring up Cody Phillips for fighting the good fight.
First of all, I'd like to thank Shona. The first phone call from jail was to Shona, and from that moment on, she was nonstop supportive of me, as well as all of our Axis of Love patients who did get up early, come to court in the morning, and really give my voice a lot more noise, you know. So thank you guys very much.
For folks that didn't hear Cody, what he was thanking everybody for was getting up and showing up for court in the morning. And you know what? I was the first person that he called when he was in jail. And one of the things we're working on in the Patient Advocacy Committee is a 1-800 number for our political prisoners to contact us, because, you know, of course, when they raid your home and take all of your medicine and your equipment and worldly possessions and etc., they also take your cell phone. It's awful difficult to tell people that you're in jail. And after the call to me, a call went to our community lawyer, who's an amazing person. He's a good lawyer, which is something that I rarely say. A lawyer or a lobbyist is good. You often hear me cursing their existence. But we broke a record. We made a record here in San Francisco. Axis of Love did. Through our lawyer, we got back the most medicine that's ever been returned to a community, and it was through the help of Derek St. Pierre, who is getting the award of Lawyer of the Year.
Thank you very much. It's just a pleasure to work with such a positive group of people who are trying to move things forward, and I relish the opportunity to try to help you make change. I'm working with Cody as a client, and that's where what Shona's referring to. We were able to actually get all of his medicine back after it was actually confiscated by the police. Not only get it back, it was actually returned in a usable actual form.
Yay!
So thank you very much. Have a great evening.